Welcome back to Bourbon Country Reacts. The one with the smooshed hat is Keith.
Hi, Keith.
I'm Keith. This is Dustin, who has a not smooshed hat.
Not smooshed hat. It's a nice hat. I like this hat.
Yeah, well, it's Hotel Tango bourbon hat.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a Buffalo Trace hat, so we're both just walking billboards today, I
for
guess.
bourbon, yeah. We like bourbon.
Yeah.
So this is Keith, our music guy. I think he said his name was Keith. Smooshed hat guy. I'm the non-smooshed hat Dustin guy. I like bourbon.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
Ooh. How are you?
Has my attention, sir. My undivided attention.
So why is that?
Because when I see this label that looks like it came out of a van down by the river, it usually means we've got something amazing in store.
They actually got a little fancy on this one. They got a little booklet with it. I'm going to have to check that out later.
Ooh, they also have a price tag on the side of it.
Yeah, so when I was down in Bourbon Country, Kentucky, I saw this at $89.99.
Better be good at that price. Better be damn good at that
And
price.
I asked Phil, who is the guy that introduced us to this. Phil, thank you again.
Yes.
I was like, is that a good price for this? He's like, yes. It's like, okay, I'm getting it. So I'm gonna crack this open.
Well, what the heck is it?
Well, oh yeah, you wanna know what you
I
got?
do kind of want to know.
All right, so we got Kings County Distillery again. So this is third or fourth.
We've done a few of theirs.
Yeah, we've done a couple of theirs. This is bottled in bond.
Okay, bottled in bond means a bunch of things. It's got to be 4 years. It's got to be
100 proof.
100 proof.
Yep.
And every step of the process basically gets signed off on by a Fed observer.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Bonded
of...
warehouse even,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, locked and bonded warehouse, validated, inspected. Bottled in bond is a lot of hoops to jump through. I guess many, many years ago, back when people would put turpentine and shit
Make you go blind.
in bottles
Right.
to give it color, it was the federal response to, well, we will observe the entire process start to finish and make sure you're not poisoning people.
And so kind of on some of the tours, I feel like I learned that actually a lot of bourbon, there's that heavy cork again. A lot of bourbon companies were actually for that law because they wanted to get rid of some of the stink that was around bourbon, bad bourbons that would literally make you go blind.
Yeah.
Right? So they were asking the government to say,
Come in and regulate us and get all these posers poisoning people out of the market.
right, which is a tactic.
Well, I'm kind of glad they did, honestly. I mean, and I am never a fan, or rarely a fan of government regulation. But I think at that time, and remember, we're talking, that was early 1900s.
Yeah.
And at that time, it probably literally saved lives.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, what happened?
Well, the whole prohibition thing, and
Yeah.
we see how well prohibition works.
All right, I got my bourbon. You ready?
No, you don't have your bourbon. You have a glass of bourbon
smells
and one for me.
Really good. Just saying.
So while we're...
Holy crap, man. That nose is killer.
I'm getting a hint of library shelf in this nose.
Weird.
A little bit of dusty, musty library
What are we
shelf.
listening to?
Yeah, what are you telling me to hit play for? We haven't told them what we're listening to.
Okay.
So this is another viewer request.
Yep.
This-
New artist.
It's somebody we've never heard of.
Well, I've never heard of.
I've never heard of Jeannie C. Riley.
Okay.
I have heard this song.
Okay.
I remember it being really popular when I was a little kid, associated with
music
some
back then?
movie. Yeah.
Did they play it on the big?
No,
Horn and
you only had music when you went to Pharaoh's Entertainment. Fuck this guy. Anyway. So, I remember this as a kid, some really popular movie my parents, particularly my mom, loved.
Okay.
I can't remember how it goes. I can't remember the chorus. I can't really remember anything about this song.
Cool.
Other than I guarantee you I've heard it and I've heard it several times. I was just so little I don't remember it.
Well, let's check it out.
All right.
What is it?
Jeannie C. Riley, Harper Valley PTA.
Okay.
Digging it so far.
I wanna tell you all a story about a Harper Valley widowed wife who had a teenage daughter who attended Harper Valley Junior High. Well, her daughter came home one afternoon and didn't even stop to play. And she said, Mama got a note here from the Harper Valley PTA. Well, the note said, Mrs. Johnson, you're wearing your dresses way too high. It's reported you've been drinking and running round with men and going wild. And we don't believe you ought to be bringing up your little girl this way.
Oh, man.
And it was signed by the secretary, Harper Valley PTA. Well,
Gotta stop. So, we see the age demographics that watch our channel. And a lot of you are our age. So, the content of this music isn't like shocking to folks of our age.
Sure.
Well, maybe my age, not necessarily yours.
Right.
For the younger viewers, in the late 60s, early 70s, this could have legitimately happened.
It could
It
still happen
absolutely,
to an extent.
well, they did. There was a teacher or a parent that got kicked off PTA because recently it was in the news because the word got out that she had an OnlyFans. That literally was a headline a few months ago. We got the exact same thing happening 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And this, for all we know, is or could be a true story.
True.
And by the way, I'm loving that slide guitar. It's sick.
It's pretty awesome.
Back this up.
Is that a steel slide guitar?
Yeah. So I'll back this up and get it going again.
Harper Valley PTA. Well, it happened that the PTA was gonna meet that very afternoon. And they were sure surprised when Mrs. Johnson wore her miniskirt to the room. And as she walked up to the blackboard, I can still recall the words she had to say. She said, I'd like to address this meeting of the Harper Valley PTA.
Somebody about to get an earful.
Well, there's Bobby Taylor sitting there, and 7 times he's asked me for a date. And Mrs. Taylor sure seems to use a lot of ice whenever he's away. And Mr. Baker, can you tell us why your secretary had to leave this town?
Oh.
And shouldn't Widow Jones be told to keep her window shades up or completely down? Well, Mr. Harper couldn't be here 'cause he stayed too long at Kelly's bar again. And if you'll smell Shirley Thompson's breath, you'll find she's had a little nip of gin. And then you have the nerve to tell me you think that as a mother I'm not fit.
Oh. Get him.
Well, this is just a little Peyton place, and you're all Harper Valley hypocrites. No, I wouldn't put you on because it really did. It happened just this way.
I believe it. I believe
The
it.
day my mama socked it to the Harper Valley PTA. The day my mama socked it to the Harper Valley PTA.
That is awesome.
So based on the way you guys can educate us, but based on the way she was dressed,
Yeah.
so that is probably 1967 to 1972.
That sounds about right.
And if that's the case, and this is a true story, and she's talking about her mother,
Her actual mom.
so that puts this happening in the early 60s.
60s, yeah. 50s, 60s.
And America's Puritan values were pretty strict at that time, and almost certainly so was the hypocrisy. Yeah.
Have we gotten a lot better there?
Not even a little bit. We're the biggest nation of freaking hypocrites on planet Earth right now.
Amen, brother. Amen. Yep.
I really, it's one of, just as a person, one of my favorite things on planet Earth is to point out blatant hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are kind of down with that, which...
Except for the hypocrites, weird, oddly enough.
Yeah, except for them. Yeah, the liars, the hypocrites, yeah. Which probably explains why this song is so high on our request list.
We like y'all.
Yeah, we get it.
We like y'all.
Yeah, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that song. This needs to go on a playlist for me, not my primary one.
Yeah, it's not a driving tune.
But
It's like, it's almost your happy-go-lucky playlist.
Which you guys, like the last, I don't know if it was the last song we did, but that I Pray for You song.
The Jaren?
Yeah. That needs to go on a happy-go-lucky playlist.
No kidding.
Because that song's vicious as shit, but it's la la la, happy.
Pray for you. Yes. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So, yeah, that needs to go on a playlist, but not my primary playlist. You guys may or may not know is driving playlist. That's where I'm listening to music when I'm listening to music.
Yeah, you've got like your driving playlist for when you've got a couple of driving playlists, right? Because you've got one for your straight roads across Ohio, and then you got your one for getting into the mountains.
Yep, and that, so my playlist tends to shift away. So if I'm in the flatlands, it'll be certain flavors of country music mixed in with my rock.
Yeah.
But as I get into the mountains in West Virginia, a little more bluegrass starts to creep its way in.
There you go.
I think, though, this one would fit
Happy-go-lucky.
in my happy-go-lucky list.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that was a fun tune. A funny tune. Thank y'all.
What do you think about this stuff?
It's really freaking dangerous. At 100 proof, to me, it tastes about 80.
It is dangerous when a bourbon is no shit chuggable. I could turn that bottle up and watch the bubbles go.
And you'd feel no pain.
I'd wind up in the county jail, but I would feel no pain until the following day.
It's legit that smooth.
And that was what initially turned us on about
Kings County.
the Kings County. This is, I don't know what to say. I mean, Kings County just hit it out of the park. So let's try and break down the
What we're
flavor
tasting?
profile. Well, let me get a.
Other than delicious, because it is that. If you can find Kings County Bottle and Bond, don't get it. It's terrible. Leave it on the shelf for me to pick up and make sure you don't get any. Unless you really want a good bourbon.
So this is a little different in taste profile than their regular bourbon.
Yep.
So I think so. Their regular bourbon had a lot of my favorites,
Cinnamon.
the cinnamon caramel kind of stuff.
Yep.
This is a lot more floral
And citrus.
and a lot more floral, a lot more citrus.
Yeah.
For literally a corner of a second, I get a flash of that flavor I don't like, which I really have no other way to refer to other than it tastes like a library bookshelf.
I don't know why you get that. You're weird.
I don't either. But it flashes for a second to that. But it's such a short flash that it in no way impacts my enjoyment of the drink. Then it rolls over to there's still citrus all the way through. There's a mild pepperiness, which I really cannot tell whether there's some rye in the mash causing that, or that's the burn of the 100 proof finally coming through.
Maybe.
Then it shifts to just this delicious bitter that sits there forever.
It seems like it'll stay there for a long ass time. But what's weird is you want it, like, so typically with a really good finish like that, you want to, you slow down.
Right? This makes you want more.
Yeah, you want more now. Yeah, with a good finish, like you could sit there and sip on it all night and just, it's slow sips and it's num, 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 all night long. This one is like, get back to the glass. Yeah. It's weird.
It's kind of dangerous.
It's calling me.
The glass is sitting right there beckoning me.
Yeah.
I don't even want to stop to talk about it. I just want to keep drinking it. We've got a bourbon that's like that. It is legit dangerous.
That's seriously.
Use caution. So, hey, guys, we really appreciate the recommendation for this song.
Yeah.
I really did not recognize it from my youth. It wasn't familiar to me. I was certainly too young to understand what any of those lyrics were about when I was a kid and heard it. But I really enjoyed that.
That was a good tune.
Yeah.
And a delicious bourbon. Thanks again, Phil, for making sure I got this one. Appreciate that.
And worth the price tag on the bottle, which at $90.
Don't say that lightly.
Don't say that lightly, because we like our 40 to 80 sweet spot.
Yeah.
And this is in excess of that, and absolutely worth it.
$17.99.
All bourbons should be 17 Kings County, if you're listening. $17.99 and not a penny more. If you guys enjoyed the video, give us a like. Go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell so you get notifications. We drop videos on a regular basis. Sometimes you guys send us bourbon to get your song to the front of the list.
Yeah, if you didn't want to hear this one and you wanted to hear yours, send us a bottle. We'll listen to your song.
And we literally make every possible effort to get those bourbon bribes, is what we call them, recorded as quickly as we can.
As soon as we can get together and get it recorded and uploaded, because YouTube has some...
Got to jump through some YouTube hoops.
Yeah.
But we have sat down and we've rearranged our schedules and sat down, because you guys sent us something, to do it within a day or two of it appearing in our mailbox. So we really appreciate it when you send us stuff. We respect that you went through that trouble and expense.
Definitely.
And so we feel it's only fair that we try our best to get your song to you as quickly as we possibly can.
Yeah, last thing. Also, in addition to sending us stuff, you can help us out by putting in the comments more stuff that you want us to listen to. The more votes a song gets, the higher it goes up on our list, right? Unless a bourbon bribe happens. So definitely keep those song requests coming in. Also, don't forget, we're drinking bourbon. If you've got a bourbon that you know about, tell us about it. If you live near a craft distillery, tell us about them. Especially if they've got a whiskey, we'll see if we can reach out and get a bottle. Yeah. If you don't want to send us one.
Yeah. So make bourbon recommendations too, not just songs. So hey, until next time, guys.